What is going on, everybody? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Game. Today we're going to do something a little bit differently. Obviously, we had tried to do a live stream the other day, and we've put together a couple of shorts highlighting some really cool deck mechanics in Magic the Gathering Arena. But what we want to try and do right now is maybe kind of stream together some pretty cool success stories of these individual decks. So we're going to start with this mono black discard vampire deck that we built, again strictly based around the Haunt of Hightower. If you caught the short the other day, that's basically what we the deck that we've been using and had some good success with. It's not a meta deck by any means, and it's not like it's particularly hard to beat, but you can have some pretty fun wins. It's just the right mix of annoying, and honestly, I mean, we're always down for that. So again, just really like the Haunt of Hightower card, and gonna see if we can do a little bit of damage here. It's really kind of centered around three kind of fundamental cards. Really want Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord to be able to pull Haunt of Hightower early. Really, Grim Tutor is a really good card to be able to pull Haunt of Hightower into your deck, or into your hand, maybe a little earlier than you would otherwise be able to. You can see here we started with Sorin, which is awesome, but we really kind of need Hightower in our opening hand to be able to make our perfect kind of setup here. You can see the opponent that we're playing has black, blue, and red, so he's going to have a pretty good deck to start. I would imagine he's going to do some sort of counter here, but I'm going to try and bait him into discarding 2 here. He's not really going to have a choice, so if he can't, there we go. Counter target non-creature spell. Okay, so I can't say I didn't see that coming, but we got to try here. All of these mono decks, so mono meaning one color, you really need to play aggressively, at least, I mean, we play aggressively anyways, but to really kind of get things going here, you need to just really kind of push the pace. Okay. Nice. So that's a pretty good planeswalker. Maybe reveal a non-creature, non-land from among them. Put the rest. Okay. So that's good. So what I want to do now is really try and make use of him only having 1 mana. So he now has to discard the highest non-land card with the highest value. So that is awesome. To get rid of Nico Bolas, amazing early. Gonna make sure we can wipe this Planeswalker too. So that's nice to get all that off the board. Very, very cool. He's gonna have a lot of mana now though. He's got a lot of mana in a bunch of different colors. Not surprised a wipe came. I don't know what the locked mana is there, what the deal is with that, but let's drop Sorin. I don't want to discard a swamp, but I can't really do anything right now either, so I'm going to just wait. I can't put any loyalty card or any loyalty counters on Sorin right now. Kind of just waiting for this guy. I would imagine he's probably got some counter spells here. I'm going to discard a swamp and see if we can get something a little better here. Grim Tutor, he's probably gonna counter this if he does not have counter spells. So this is gonna be huge. This is the setup I'm talking about, because we can now use Sorin to pull Haunt of Hightower out. We'll drop the swamp. We can't attack right now, so it's very possible that he could wipe Haunt of Hightower. But this is the only way we're really gonna be able to get things started. I'm hoping that he's just got all lands right now. He's gonna wipe. He's gonna wipe me. If he doesn't, that'll be huge for us, because we'll attack, causing him to discard. Yeah, okay, good call, guys, good call. That sucks. Kind of at a standstill right now. We really can't do anything. And the longer this game goes, it definitely plays to how this guy's setting up. Yeah, that's huge. Nice. That's fine. We couldn't use cut down on him anyways. Again, we're kind of stuck. We can't really do anything. He's going to probably use him to get rid of our Planeswalker. Maybe not. I guess there's really no point. Oh, nasty. Yeah, nice. We are way too far behind right now. Yeah, no, not doing that. Not doing that. That's way hard. We had a good amount of mana, but as soon as you get into like the top decking range, which is essentially just playing, you know, one card at a time from the top of your deck, it gets very, very challenging. So, see if we can have some better luck here. String a win together, that'd be kind of nice. Have not had much success with this deck, to be completely honest, since the very beginning of today. Had really good success with it yesterday, though, but apparently everybody really good comes out on the weekends, so we are not that great of Magic players, to be totally honest. And again, if you caught any bit of the live stream the other day, we've played this game a lot off and on. It's been a long time, honestly, though, since we've played Arena. It's been more so in like physical formats and more kind of standard gameplay, whereas this is historic, so a lot older cards, older decks. But we do have some new cards sprinkled in. See if we can beat up on Zach D a little bit here. Just waiting for him to choose whether or not he's going to play. Honestly, with only 2 mana, we probably should have mulliganed, but I try and never mulligan unless I absolutely have to. This is nice to have right out of the gate, just to see what he's kind of got going on here. Whenever another creature you control enters, okay, so he's got some really good lifelink cards at the very beginning, very cheap casts. Honestly, these are all really good cards. I'm going to just try and eliminate his 1 cast. I wish I had another Thoughtseize, but Cut Down is going to help early, because he's going to cast a cheap cast card, I would imagine, here, and we should be able to pull them out. Whenever an opponent attacks 1 or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. Okay, so he's going to come out with, perfect, that's fine. Just going to do Cut Down before he can start building counters here. So nice to have that early removal. We have Haunt of Hightower already, which is amazing, so I'm going to use Grim Tutor right now to get Sorin into our hand. And next turn, I will be able to have Haunt of Hightower out, which is fantastic. We have Grim Tutor again. Honestly, it's not really worth it now at this point for anything. But we'll see how this goes. He's got a really good opening hand. Obviously, we can't really tell what he has in these other two slots here, but okay, so we're playing nice and quick. Gonna get Haunt of Hightower out, so at least I'm gonna do more damage than his wolf. I guess you'll do. Just in case he swings at Sorin. Honestly, we don't really need Sorin at this point now anyways. The main reason that I have him in this deck is to be able to pull Hightower early. Now, he does really good things as well with his other loyalty counters here that you can see. So he would give vampires counters, which Hightower is, but the primary kind of use for him is to get Hightower out early. A lot of these creatures, though, with Exile, oh, that's good. That's good. I don't want to burn that. I don't want to burn that. I want to try and get Hightower back from Brutal Cathar. Okay, well, that's interesting. We're going to try and do the same play. We are going to actually, let me just try this. I'm going to try this. How much mana do I have? I don't even know. I don't think I have enough. Yeah, I wouldn't have had enough, because I would have loved to do the Heartless Act, because then I could just get rid of him nice and quickly, but okay. So we're going to take some face damage again. I really probably didn't need. We're going to pop Sorin out again here. We're going to pull another Haunt of Hightower. This was probably backwards. I should have just done a Heartless Act, but oh, I didn't even notice that. Oof, bad. Okay. So he's going to go again, or will he? cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1. Okay. Nice. So he's going to have a lot of flying creatures to block. Thoughtseize. Okay, so we'll be fine here. Because we'll pay the 1. That's totally fine. Pay 1, sure. Okay, what do I want to get rid of for you? Yeah, get rid of him for sure. That's awesome. Okay, so now we can start building here a little bit. He's not going to be able to outdamage me, so I will take 5. He's going to have to discard, which is going to give me another counter, and then I'll be able to start using this now for to get life back, because he has lifelink as well. So this is going to be pretty helpful. He's kind of, every time I attack now, he's going to be hurt. He's going to have to discard every time, which is only making my guy stronger, which is only going to help me get some health back. So that's super helpful. It doesn't matter how many blockers he has. I'm going to be able to damage them all. So good call for him. He's going to gain a lot of life. The biggest thing is making sure that he does not have enough damage on the board to be able to kill me. I just need to survive long enough. If he doesn't play this, okay, so he did, because he would have been forced to discard that. That's good. If I had 1 more mana, I could Death Touch, and then he would be kind of forced to wait. Okay, so they're going to eliminate Sorin, which sucks, but that's not a big concern for me. We're going to have 6 damage coming to my face, but I'll take that because I'm going to get another 6 anyways. Might not be the smartest move, but...
This is not my final demise.
I'm going to wait with Ebon because I can at least give him Death Touch. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. So I'm going to get another 6 life here. Which is good. Not probably going to be enough, though. So it's nighttime. This guy's transformed. In a full swing. Okay. So that's going to be 3 damage, 6 damage, 8 damage. I'm going to get this guy gone. No, I'll get this guy. Yeah. So he's going to kill me. No, he won't. He won't. And I'll get rid of his land, which is awesome. Okay. So we're barely hanging on, but I did get a little bit more. I will get a little bit more health back, which is cool. Going to use Cut Down to burn this. That's fine. I'll pay 1. I'll pay 1 again. Draw a card. That's fine. But we'll at least get some more damage off. And I'm going to attack with Hightower anyways, so that's going to burn him. We have enough right now for Death Touch to prevent more damage. Let's swing. He's going to discard that anyways. I'm stronger now, and I've got more life. Perfect. So already, this is turning into pretty good show for us. We got a counter here. We've got 3 mana still on the board that we can use to crank up his Death Touch ability and help keep him alive. I don't really... Okay, perfect. Nice. Nice to get a win there for sure. Nice to get a win there for sure. That very easily could have went the other way, but as you can see, there's definitely some things that are really good about Hightower, so long as you can kind of afford enough time to be able to keep him up and alive. Let's see if we can get another quick one here. Again, this is by no means a meta deck, but if you're looking for some fun, especially when you can start messing around with discards and like getting into their hands and stuff, and like having to like force them to discard, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of really cheap casts in this game, or in this deck. They're all vampire creatures, so it synergizes really well with the Planeswalker and all of the other things we've got going on here. So Okay. At this point, we've got two pretty good creatures up. We've got a nice cheap block right here in Vampire of the Dire Moon. Knight of the Ebon Legion could very easily serve as a good damage dealer. Death Touch, okay. I am going to get rid of him, just so we don't have to play with this anymore. I really like Arterial Flow as soon as we can use it, but I think it's a little bit more important just before that Vamp started ramping up pretty crazily, especially since he can basically block all of our damage as well. But next time, we have two Grim Tutors right now also, but I want to make sure that I can kind of disrupt his hand a little bit here. He's going to make us discard, so that's fine. We have two of these. I'm going to just get rid of that. That's fine. But we are going to go to town now. He's going to have to discard two, so this is on you, my guy. We have a Vampire, so we're going to lose, or we're going to gain 2 life, and he's going to lose 2 life as well as 2 cards, which is nasty. And then if we can come back and basically do the same thing to him, you can tell he's thinking about this pretty hard, so he must have some pretty good cards in his hand. We're going to just, yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait, just in case he's got something crazy to come out. I want to be able to block with Death Touch. And then we're going to go through, we're going to Arterial Flow him again and just hopefully completely cut him off. He's going to have to discard another 2, which is going to be absolutely huge. You can tell he's not exactly sure what to do. Okay. That's fine. Okay, perfect. So we should be able to just burn him now. He's going to have to discard his last 2 cards here. Boom. That's nice. And we'll just wait again. I'm going to use Grim Tutor now to hopefully pull Sorin. Ooh, nice. That sucks. Nice. That sucks. I like that card. Okay, so now what we can do, at least with Ebon, it gives us some options here, because we can still use him as a damage dealer. Very, very good option as a cheap cast, because all of a sudden he's a 4/5 for the turn. As soon as the player face takes damage, he gain 4 damage. Sorry, he's going to gain a counter, so he's a permanent 2/3. We're going to leave this, and I think he's going to concede. Good game. Go to damage. Just in case he's got something funky here, we're going to pump up again. Boom. Was another 5 damage. We'll play the swamp just in case. I probably should have kept that just to fake a removal, but... Okay, this is going to be awesome unless he can... He's got no mana, so all of those discards are really helpful. This card, as soon as we drop him on the battlefield, is going to make him discard his highest mana card. Nasty. So there goes that. That's a 6-cast Planeswalker. Boom. Done. So nice to get 2 wins in a row here. That one, I don't even think we had Hightower out, but you can see the power of discard. Very, very, very powerful in this game, especially with the ability to kind of do it early in the game, relatively cheaply, and all one color. That way you're not waiting for mana. Super, super helpful. A lot of fun. Definitely enjoy this deck, but really though, the most fun is with when you can kind of combine it with Hightower. That's a really cool avatar there. Vampire avatar. Okay, very cool. So we have Knight of the Ebon Legion. That's sweet. We have Grim Tutor that we could pull Sorin. So we could still get Haunt of Hightower out by turn 4 then. We're going to be 1 behind. The earliest you could be able to get him out, at least with this current setup, is turn 3 if we were to have Sorin already, and 3 mana obviously, but Grim Tutor will be able to pull Sorin out on turn 4 and get Hightower out turn 4. Very cool art on his planes there for sure. Nice, nice. Wow, those are going to be some strong creatures. Okay, so we are going to look for Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord. Next turn, we'll cast him. And then we can get Haunt of Hightower out. This one's kind of tough. Like, it's a really good creature setup, but I wish we could tell what was in his hand. He's going to have a lot of damage coming at us with all of these counters that he's getting. Okay, nice. Yeah, okay. Nice, nice, nice. He's going to have a lot of damage. The nice part about Hightower, though, is that he does have lifelink. We just need to get to the point where we can use him. So that's going to be nice. Cast this.
Defeating you will not.
We'll cast Hightower. Hopefully he doesn't burn him.
Join my crusade.
We'll get this guy to the graveyard, so that's going to give Hightower a counter already. So now he's a 4/4. Perfect. So it's going to be a little harder to remove, but there is definitely removal that can happen with 3 or 4 mana. Okay, so it doesn't look like he has it, otherwise he would have done it. But we do have a good amount of damage. Again, he's going to have 8 coming at us right now. There is flying already, so that kind of sucks too, but okay. They're going to go for Sorin, which is fine. He's basically a decoy for us at this point. He would be helpful if we could keep him up, but realistically it's likely not going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, they know I'm not going to sacrifice Hightower to do this. That's fine. Totally fine. This is going to be helpful, though, because, again, with this, City Stalker Connoisseur, as soon as we drop him in, or drop her in, they have to, our opponent has to discard the highest mana card that they have, so long as it's not 2 lands. He must have to pick because they're both... Ooh. Okay, so we've got cheap casts. Okay. I'm going to sacrifice Grim Tutor because, honestly, we don't really need him. I would hope to pull a Sorin, I guess, on this, but okay. So we ended up getting... So we're going to force him to discard again now because we are attacking. So we have 6 now. We have lifelink. We'll have health coming back. I'm going to use Death Touch, City Stalker, to block the highest damage that I can here as well. But we'll see. We'll see if we can stay alive long enough. He's going to have 3 damage coming. Perfect. So the more cards he ends up putting in his graveyard, we're just getting more and more spells. Or we're getting more and more counters here, so we're going to get more and more life, going to do more and more damage. Fine by me. Thank you very much. What's this do? Okay. Gains vigilance until the end of the turn. That's fine. I have a death touch, so these guys really aren't what I'm concerned about. I just need to keep Hightower alive. That's the biggest thing. So we're going to burn a 5 damage there. That's absolutely huge. Get another counter on Hightower. I just have all swamps, which is horrible. Doesn't have that to discard. I'm going to get my life one way or the other here, so I just need another creature to kind of help me stay alive here. Just hope that he does not get a bunch of damage randomly here. Okay. So he's going to die next turn, but he's got... Oof. Nice. Okay, that's very close. Here we go. This will be helpful. This will be very helpful. Okay. So he has a counter. Okay. Let's do this then. Okay. Perfect. He doesn't have any card to put in his graveyard. He's going to block here. He didn't block. Okay. What does he have for damage? Ooh, hopefully... We'll see. He'll get another counter here, so he'll be a 6/6, 10, 11 damage. So depending on what this is, if it's a land, he's going to full swing, okay. What does he have in his hand? No way. Okay, that one surprised me a little bit. I thought for sure he would have had something in his hand there, but apparently he did not. Might have just been a land. He didn't even give his guy an additional counter, so very surprised by that, but we will take that. 3 straight wins for this deck, so we have had much better luck and success in this little episode here, this mini episode, than we did kind of when we were playing on the live stream. So very, very cool to be able to string, you know, 3 wins together in a row, back to back to back. We'll just keep stringing this along as long as we win. But this is just basically a little deck showcase. I'll show you at the end of the episode if you are at all curious about kind of what we've built here. If you want to try and replicate it for yourself, if this seems at all interesting to you. Another very good opening hand. I'm stoked on this because we've got 2 cheap creature casts. We've got something that we can pop in there and start messing with their hand early. And then this creature does basically messes with their best card and gives us a 3/3 death touch for just a 4 cast. With having 3 mana out of the gate, that's super helpful. Okay, I've seen this deck before. Not actually the deck, but I know kind of what this is all about here. I have a mono green deck that uses this. I love Lovestruck Beast. Okay. So this is looking to be a mono green so far. Which is going to be fine because if we're going to crank Death Touch, their primary green is like primarily just creature driven and damage based. So we're going to have to watch for trample. That could be an issue. Ooh. Okay, he's going to be a couple of different colors here. Okay, nice. So already we can get in and start messing with his cards. He's going to have to discard 2 out of his 3 here, which is really going to hurt when you need this, or when you have all of these colors. And very expensive creatures. Okay, yeah, you can see Terror of the Peaks already. There goes a 5 cast. Nasty. Okay, so I'm going to swing with these guys. I doubt he's going to block any, but I want to keep our Death Touch alive just in case. Okay, that's fine. But at least we'll get a counter here on Ebon. Okay. So he's going to have a 5/5. Yeah, he's going to have a 5/5 to attack with, which is actually very good. But I could use Grim Tutor right now, but honestly, I really need mana for City Walker or City Stalker Connoisseur, so I'm not going to bother. And we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. He's not going to attack with Lovestruck Beast unless he has something that's going to get rid of my Death Touch. There's no way, because I'll be able to burn that, no problem. Okay. Arterial Flow. He's going to hate this, but this is going to discard his other 2 cards. That's going to be really brutal. Okay, there we go. Okay, so he's just going to do that. That's fine. We still get rid of Beanstalk Giant. That's huge. Okay. So he's going to have 2 flyers. Now that's going to be an issue. That's going to be a pain. He's got a lot of draw cards though, so I guess it kind of counteracts what we're doing with this deck, but okay, so this is going to be nice to have because we are again going to take away his highest mana card and get a 3/3 Death Touch. Absolutely huge. Boom, there goes Ugin. Nasty. That would have hurt big time. That would have hurt. Okay. That's not nice either, but gonna get another Death Touch and steal another one of his cards here. What else do you got? Okay. Counter target non-creature spell. Interesting. Okay. Now, we're going to have to pay close attention, though, because these flyers are going to kill us. I've got 3 guys with Death Touch. Next time, I'm going to have to just swing, because he's going to be doing 8 damage per turn to us. And I don't really have a way to get life back, so as much as I want to use Grim Tutor right now, we almost have to just kind of go for this. We're too far behind. We got to just do some damage, but yeah, that's tough. I'm going to try. We'll sacrifice Grim Tutor and see if we can get something better. That did not help. Try this again. I don't need mana at this point. I need something that's going to help me eliminate their flyers. Haunt of Hightower is cool for next turn. I need to make sure we get there, though. He's going to put all his 1/1 blockers up, which will, I mean, they'll block damage, but at the very least, though, we're going to be able to hopefully stop his draw cards. He's going to have 8 damage coming to us, though, so that's going to suck. As soon as we eliminate... Okay, yeah, good call. Okay. Alright. So he needed his draw cards. So he kept Edgewall Innkeeper up. Okay. Nice. Nice, very nice. That's going to be 11 damage. We're going to have 12 damage because they're probably just full swing. Ooh, we're dead. That's 11 damage right there. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Good game. Good game. Good game. Oof. He outmaned us big time. Now that's what I'm talking about. I know I had mentioned on the stream, these mono decks, you have to play them fast, but even playing them fast sometimes, you can get severely outclassed by some very, very strong cards that are multicolor, you know, 2, 3, 4, even 5 color. So very, very, very crazy. We'll play one more. We'll see if we can end on a win. If not, we'll end this episode with just going through what I have in this deck. Again, it is not a meta deck by any means, but it is something that I've put together and I've really enjoyed playing with. So, I mean, if you're new to Magic, if you haven't experienced Magic at all, maybe you're looking for some different deck ideas. Hopefully this can kind of help you a little bit here, but just something that I've really enjoyed kind of playing with. A really fun, quick deck more often than not. Gives you a couple of different win conditions, which is really fun. Again, obviously my favorite is being able to use Haunt of Hightower come turn 3. Not the easiest to have happen, but a definite possibility here. Okay. We're starting, so we can drop. We have 2 E-Bonds nice and early, plus a cut down for early removal, so that's sweet. That's nice. Red, green, okay. Nice to be able to have Arterial Flow early, especially since we have vampires on the board. They're going to lose 2 health, we're going to gain 2, and they're going to lose 2 cards. They get to choose, but still very helpful, especially against red, green. Again, they are primarily creature-based from what I've seen. Oh, he's another 3-color deck. He's red, green, and black. I know there's a word for that color combination, but I don't really remember what that is. Okay, so we are going to get in and hopefully mess up his hand a little bit here. He's going to have to discard 2 right now. We're going to gain 2 life. He's going to lose 2. Again, Grim Tutor is really good if I have either Hightower or Sorin already in my hand. It's not as powerful if I have to draw both, because like it's not the same having one without the other. But Sorin would still be really good to have because Knight of the Ebon Legion is a vampire, so we could at least get the counters with Lifelink and Death Touch. That'd be really helpful still. Resist 2. Draw a card. All lands lose all abilities except mana abilities. That's totally fine. We're not playing with anything like that. This is going to be helpful too, so he's going to have to discard his highest mana card. Nasty. What's this going to be? Must have a couple that are all the same mana value, so he must have to choose. Ooh, nasty. Liliana Dreadhorde General. That sucks to lose that. Gonna get more counters because he's losing 4 face damage per turn here. He's got a lot of mana on the board, a lot of different colors, so he would have a lot of options here. Nice. Nice. Okay, but we still have our main damage dealer on the board, so that's cool. Might as well at this point use Grim Tutor to try and get Sorin. Actually, I don't remember how much damage we do. Whoa. Okay, I wish I could look. Or, sorry, I don't remember how much mana we have, but I might as well just go. I gotta pay attention to that more often. Okay, he's not gonna have, at this point I'm convinced he's not gonna have a creature that has under a combined 5 attack or defense. So we're just gonna sack that. Sucks that we only ended up getting a swamp there. I'm hoping. Okay. Nice. Okay. Sacrifice a creature. If a player does at the beginning of combat on your turn, any opponent may sacrifice a creature. If a player does, tap Clackbridge Troll. No, decline. I don't care if he goes and does 8 damage to me. I don't want him drawing a card. So here we go. We got Sorin up.
If you threaten innocent, I will take it. My bloodline flows through you.
Don't... He really has no choice but to block. I just don't know. Might not be the smartest move. That's going to kill him. I'm going to die. Probably not the smartest move. I might have just shot myself in the foot there, but because this is very clearly, he has a deck that's built for the long game. So, okay. I probably would have died on that anyways. Oh, now we're going to run into issues. Now we're going to just be flooded with mana here. From your hand into the battlefield. I wish. All we have is mana now. That sucks. We were on such a good little streak in the early game, but this is where his deck's going to shine now. He's going to take Sorin out. We have mana. Actually, he might just damage us completely. Okay. So he's going to eliminate the possibility there. If we have Haunt of Hightower, no. This is not going to keep us alive at this point. This is not going to be enough. He's not going to do enough damage. He's going to do 12 damage.
Sun in the sky, brine on my skin. Great.
We're going to have Hightower out, but then he's going to get run over. Okay. That's kind of nice. Very lucky that he didn't have anything to save that, and I'm stupid. I should have put Haunt of Hightower out because we would have gotten the bonus from that going into the graveyard. So I messed that up big time. Nice. Okay, either way. Oh, but he lost. Okay, that's fine. Good game, bud. Good game. That was a good game. So that's the thing. This game definitely gets easier the more cards you know. Sometimes I honestly, like, I play too quick and don't really think about what I'm doing half the time. And it gets me beat in a lot of instances, but I just love playing fast. Love playing fast. Anyways, like I said, I will show you really quickly what is in this deck because I've posted Magic videos before and people were curious about the deck. So just with this, I've got 2 instances of cut down. So that is the destroy target creature with total power and toughness of 5 or less. The reason that wouldn't really help in last game, it's a nice cheap cast in an instant, so I can cast it on my turn or on theirs, but his creatures were way stronger than, you know, having a like a 1/3 or a 1/4 or a 2/3, anything like that. But Knight of the Ebon Legion, I have 4 of those. 4 Thoughtseize, which I don't know if I played any in any of those games. But this one, target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards the card. We lose 2 life. That's totally fine because, honestly, at the very beginning of the game for a 1-cast, it is so helpful to be able to see what the other player has. And to be able to pick what they discard is so powerful. Vampire of the Dire Moon, obviously a nice, cheap 1/1 cast, but the biggest thing there is just the idea of Death Touch. It's a nice little blocker, especially if somebody is able to get a very strong monster without flying out early. Everybody's kind of apprehensive to attack around somebody with Death Touch, so that's super sweet. Heartless Act, again, an instant, so we can play it on our turn or on theirs, basically at any time. Super helpful. It's only a 2 cast, so again, nice cheap removal here. Destroy target creature with no counters on it, which makes it so good. Removing up to 3 counters from a target creature, that could be beneficial too, but definitely the destroy target creature with no counters on it. This is something that can help you eliminate monsters that are very strong, especially to be able to use this for just 2 mana. You can get ahead of some crazy creature ramps for sure. Arterial Flow, we use this religiously. As long as we have a vampire on the board here, we gain 2 life, the opponent loses 2 life, but either way, though, the opponent is going to need to discard 2 cards. Grim Tutor, obviously this is the main card that we use to try and search for either Sorin or the Haunt of Hightower. Usually really only looking for one or the other. If we have a couple of Grim Tutors in hand early, there's other cards that I would rather play. You're definitely, with this deck setup, in a good position to win, or at least in a good position to have the mechanics make sense, if you can have a Sorin or a Haunt of Hightower in your hand by turn 3. Not necessarily in your starting hand, but by turn 3, and then use Grim Tutor to pull the other. So here's our Sorin again. Obviously, he's got his couple of different loyalty counters here. So target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of turn. That's going to happen regardless. But if it's a vampire, which again, this is a tribal deck, so we only have vampires in here, you get a permanent 1/1 counter on it. The second one that I don't usually use too often, but you can sacrifice a vampire. If you do, Imperious Bloodlord, so Sorin here, is going to deal 3 damage to any target and you gain 1 life. It's also going to give him a loyalty counter for our -3 loyalty counter, and this is the big one to help get Haunt of Hightower out turn 3. You may put a vampire creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, and that's important, again, because Haunt of Hightower is a legendary creature, but he's a vampire, so that is absolutely so special. Again, he is very good because every time he attacks, well, first of all, he has flying, and he has lifelink. If you can manage to keep Sorin alive, he is a vampire creature, so you can pump his counters up big time anyways each turn, essentially, that Sorin's alive, and it's going to give him Death Touch, and he already has lifelink, so you're going to gain more life back every time, though, that this creature attacks. You are forcing your opponent to discard. Now that's important in its own right, a very cool mechanic, but every time that your opponent has a card enter their graveyard, so whether or not they are casting spells and it's ending up in the graveyard, you're killing one of their creatures and it ends up in their graveyard, or each time Haunt of Hightower attacks and they discard, it's in their graveyard, he is going to get a counter for each one of these instances on every turn. So super fun mechanic to use. Last but not least, here we have City Stalker Connoisseur, which again is primarily a really fun creature to use, because even at a 4-drop, it's a little bit expensive, but honestly, at the same time, 4 mana does not take all that long to get. But what's really cool about it is that, I mean, it's a 3/3, it has Death Touch, and it's going to force the opponent to discard their highest mana card. So hopefully something very strong, and you are going to be able to defend yourself much better. Not only that, though, once they enter the battlefield here, they're going to create a blood token, which gives you the ability to discard a card and sacrifice the blood token for the ability to draw a card. So very cool. So you can see that out of 60 cards here, we have only 23 mana, because the majority of this deck is all cheap casts, and really we're using Sorin ideally to pull our most expensive cast at 6. So it kind of messes up our mana curve here a little bit. Realistically, we're down in and around 4. But you can see we're pretty specced out at 1 cast and 3 cast. 3 is basically where we live for a lot of our mono decks, but that's basically the rundown of this deck here. We have 15 creatures, 6 instants, 12 sorcery. We have the 1 planeswalker being Sorin, and 23 lands. All of them being swamp. Nothing that we are needing to wait for. And yeah, just a super fun little simple deck to use if you play Magic the Gathering Arena. But at the same time, though, you could very easily create this in physical Magic. I'm not exactly sure how expensive it would be to make. Not exactly sure how expensive some of these cards would be to purchase outright. Obviously might be a little harder to come across now because they are older cards. The majority of that deck, maybe even all of it, are all historic. I don't remember really what I put in for new cards, if I put in any, but again, not a meta deck by any means, but just one that we've had a lot of fun playing and thought we would share. So hopefully you guys were entertained by this little bit of a deck test, a little playthrough, a little bit of a deck highlight from us, and hopefully you guys will be checking out our next one. Make sure, if you were entertained by any of this, if maybe we educated you a little bit here, subscribe to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube, because we'll do a bunch more of these, just letting you know the decks that we're enjoying playing and how to use them.